We come now to our time of communion. This is actually the first time in the 6 months that we've been away that we've done a virtual communion on a Sunday. We have done it on a few Wednesday nights and some more informal ways. And so we come together on this World Communion Sunday in a different way. So the first thing I want to ask you to do is to take a look at our table. You can see all of the elements there. You can see our bread and our wine. On most World Communion Sundays, we would most likely have grapes and a variety of breads. That just wasn't possible this morning. However, I hope that you will take something that is around you, something that can represent that bread and something that can represent that wine, and that as you have that this morning, you will imagine that we were together in this room. We also wanted to help you in this endeavor, and so you most likely received an envelope on the back that said, please do not open until World Communion Sunday. So you have permission now to open this. And inside, you will find a bookmark. On the front, a word about the bread of life and the cup of the new covenant. We share a few words about what we as a staff believe the table means to us. And on the back, a celebration of a virtual table. So you will find information about all of the virtual offerings from our community, ranging from worship to Sunday school to other gatherings. And you will find one place where you can access our Zoom meetings and other credentials to be part of that. So we hope that this will in some way represent the physical table. The second thing about communion, even in a virtual space, we may have folks who ask the question, who is welcome at this table? Our response to that is all are welcome at God's table. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, no matter when you are, no matter what you are, no matter how you are welcome at Christ's table. As a matter of fact, this really isn't our invitation to offer. It is the Lord's. And we envision, we imagine, we experience a God with remarkable grace, with remarkable hospitality, a God who does not set boundaries for her table. And so we offer this table as God's invitation. We second that invitation with the reminder that those of you who come today are welcome each and every time our community of faith gathers to celebrate God's table. I invite you now to make yourself a sacred space wherever you are, to grab the elements that you will use to represent as bread and wine. So, on the night that he was betrayed, the Apostle Paul tells us that Jesus gathered the disciples in an upper room for a meal. At the beginning of the meal, Jesus took a loaf of bread. He held up that loaf, he blessed it, and he gave thanks for it. And then he broke it. And looking at his friends, he said, "This is my body. Take and eat, and do so in remembrance of me." Likewise, after supper, Jesus took a cup of wine, and looking at his friends, he said, "This is the cup of the new covenant. It is my life force poured out for you. Each time you drink this cup, do so in remembrance of me." For friends, each time you eat the bread and each time you drink the cup, you proclaim the Lord's death until he returns. Good friends, I invite you to partake in the bread of life and to drink in the cup of the new covenant and to experience the hospitality of God's table. May we do so in a global world, in a friendly world, in an hospitable world, in a world where our love models the love that was first introduced to us at this table. Amen.